Alright, so I started a new game yesterday and it was kind of laggy. It had a lot of issues. It crashed a few times. So I've changed some settings and stuff. I'm still very new to streaming, so I'm just trying to figure everything out. But we're going to try it again today. Hopefully it runs better. So I'm going to start over from where I started fresh yesterday. But so what I was saying is that I started playing Satisfactory on the 1.0 release. I never played any early access or anything like that. This is the 1.1 update, and other than what I played yesterday on the bad recording, it's still very new to me. I read a little bit about it, you know, I saw some different updates about it. This is not a brand new update, so none of this is breaking news or anything. But what I do see right off in the beginning is some new architecture, like these ventilation ports. I think this tile set with these curved concrete walls and posts are new. The personnel elevator was a major part of this update. That seems really cool. I'll be interested to try that out instead of just running up and down ladders and jumping off of buildings and stuff. But it does look a little bit slow, but maybe that's not an issue. And then the roll-up door I think is cool because I used to make fake roll-up doors just with angled wall panels and the corrugated metal texture. So an operating roll-up door is exciting stuff. But we're going to get into it right now with a brand new game. I'm going to check grass fields here. If you've not played Satisfactory, that's probably where you'd want to start. So that's where I'm going to start. But chances are, if you're here and you're watching this, you've already played. But just for the sake of anybody that might be seeing it for the first time, this is where we're going to start at. Alright, I'm going to mute my mic for the intro scene. Well, let's go.
Separation from main transport complete. Group 8 delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion. Attention Pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the artificial directory and assistant. Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit Pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure. Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating planetfall. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1. Beginning aero assist. Drag within acceptable parameters. Descent phase begun. Decelerating. Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute. Landing phase begun. Activating retro propulsion. Touchdown. Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity nominal. Omni situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
Acceptable is a big compliment from Ada, by the way.
Congratulations, you are the third in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage 2, ABB, in the binary system of Akicha. Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding. First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fix-It procedure and equip the Fix-It Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone. Next objective, dismantle the drop pod. Fix-It Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drop pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub. Next objective, use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources. Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized is compatible with the human digestive system by Fix-It, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Store this potential resource for later use. Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fix-It to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
All right. So now we gotta get started up. Now, I know there's iron right here, and it is some pretty nice iron nodes. And there's like 2 concretes and a copper close by. So like this is a pretty good startup place. But I think I'm gonna go a little further. Actually, I'm gonna grab that power slug. But I think I'm gonna go a little bit further out and start a spot where there's, I think, more normal iron nodes. Because there's a couple that are here, but they're, hold on.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving Fix-It production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Alright, I don't want to talk over Ada, because Ada is kind of the star of the whole game. Where did this guy go? Oh, there he is. Ow.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
Yes, but look at how this fancy gentleman sits. So demure. Okay, anyway. So, these are good iron nodes here. But I think the closest other iron up on that hill is impure nodes. And where I want to go has 5 pure nodes. And there's a total of 4 concrete, but some of it is a little bit harder to get due to a hog that is a level higher than the one we just fought.
Next objective, use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fix-It does not pay by the kilometer.
I'm just going to go ahead and gather some wood and some leaves and stuff as I run across the map real quick. See, in addition to those three down there, there's these two right here in this area. Yeah, see, these are impure. And there is a copper node right there. Like I said, that makes this a good starting area. Because on the other side of that hill, there's, I think it's 5 more iron nodes that they're all impure. A pure copper and I don't know if it's a pure or a normal concrete, but there's a lot of good resources right in here.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Store this potential resource for later use.
But as I go, I'm going to pick up all these little loose resources.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Store this potential resource for later use.
I kind of like these birds. They get this, like, I don't know, kind of, not really a beaver tail, but they balance on it. I guess kind of like a kangaroo would. And then their mouths open up. They kind of look like exotic flowers on the inside. And then bugs just land in their mouth. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. That's a neat design for an alien bird. I'm not sure if that bird is flightless or not. I don't know that I've ever seen one flying. They always hop away like that. Alright, where we're going is right where that land whale is standing. Oh, poison. Oh, we're to get nearly 1,000 leaves built up. That'll be nice for when we get our first little bit of generators going. Alright, every time you find a resource, there's always a hostile animal. I don't know why I just scanned him. Oh, I got him with the left hook. Alright. See, these are all normal. There's 2 there. There's 2 more right down there. No, is it 2 or 3? I don't know, there's several down there. One, 2. Yeah, it's just 2. But either way, the normal ones are going to put out twice as much as the impure, so that's like having, 8 impure ones. Alright, I really need to just build the hub. And I think what I'm going to do is build it, kind of like the bottom of this ramp area for right now. So I'm not too far away, but also I don't want it being in the way, and I'll probably move it later. Alright. Let's see. This side's going to have the generators, and our ore is over here. Well, when I say this side, I don't know if you can tell, but on the right side, it's going to have the generators. This side
Hub
here.
foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fix-It pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 1.
Alright, so I was talking about the 1.1 update And the hub starting as just a foundation is definitely something they changed in the 1.1 update. It used to come in as a full hub, and now there are 6 hub updates to get a complete hub. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what hub update 1 is. Alright, we need 10 rods, and it's going to give us the workshop and the portable miners and another hand slot. And all we need is the 10 rods that we can do right here. I was picking up all this thing like the crystal and all the berries and the power slugs and all that. So once we get the MAM, we'll go ahead and have everything we need to get our first research done. I think my spacebar's stuck. Anyway, 20's fine. It just locked up. I don't know if it's going to crash. I assume it's probably going to crash. I don't know. I'm not getting anything from it.
Hub Upgrade
No?
1,
Okay.
Storage and Frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 2.
Alright, well, we got a personal storage box, and we're going to go ahead and throw all the things that, well, I could keep those edibles for health, but in this Caterium, and really we can't do anything with the leaves in the wood just yet. Alright, and so that added the box, obviously, and then this framing bit here. Alright, well, I'm glad it didn't crash on me, because it crashed several times yesterday. That's why I'm starting again. But this is the first game I've ever tried to stream, so I don't know. Hopefully it's going to go okay. Gotta bust through this top piece. I don't really know what to call that, because this is referred to as a node. I'm not sure what those like little chunks are, or like what the proper thing. Can we just grab about 50 ore real quick? That way we have a little bit to work with. The hub is a little far away, but I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. Just gonna turn this whole stack into ingots real quick. And then we'll see what Hub Upgrade 2 is about. We need 20 rods this time, 10 plates, and we're going to get a smelter and the ability to deal with copper and some electricity. All right. These first few stages are a little painful when you're doing everything by hand. Oh, sorry.
Hub Upgrade 2, Power and Shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact: most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fixit technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 3.
Flying Stingray. Alright, so we got our first biomass burner. We got the shell, but it's completely unfurnished. So again, this is like, I don't know if there's any windows yet. There's no like glass in the windows yet. So that's something that you wouldn't have seen in 1.1. But let's keep going. Hub Upgrade 3. We're gonna have to go find some copper and get a little bit more iron stuff, but we'll be able to get a constructor and then start finding concrete, which there's concrete right on the other side of that shrub. Alright, 20 and 20. Yeah, I don't quite have enough iron for that, but oh, we can make portable miners now. Hold on, we need to make, unless I just used all my, yeah. Needed some rods. Okay. That's fine. I probably didn't have enough to, make the equipment workshop and the, portable miners that I need. But let's just go with that, and we'll build some portable miners and let them do that work for us. Because I need more iron, because it's going to take some of that. I like to build this thing, I don't know why, but when I first start, I always like to build this thing really close, right out the side here, so I can just step across. Alright, 4 miners, not bad. We got 2 iron up here and a concrete, and then we need to go find a copper. So that'll be just enough to get us started. Alright. If you were paying attention in the beginning, we only had 1 hand slot, but we got 2 now. So that's where we're going to place our miner. So I take a minute to appreciate these little things because you don't use them for very long, and they're kind of neat the way they start up. And already we're off to not appreciating them anymore. Alright. I'm just going to hold down the E button as I run, and I'm going to try to like stick to the sides here where it's kind of grassy. I already know where the copper is, but for the sake of being tutorial-like, go ahead and use the scanner. Let tactics, no. What? You kick him while he's down. Alright, toss a miner on this copper. And then we'll come back. We'll go check out our iron. Yeah, pretty much just iron. We'll probably grab the concrete off there. And for the sake of being tutorial-like, these things have a hopper that holds 100 ore, and you can see this one's stopped, which means it's full. Which means this one will be full in just a second. And then of course that one over there will be as well. Alright, so we can use the smelter. I'm gonna need copper, make a smelter. Alright, I'm just gonna watch this for a moment. Okay. What else do I need to make a smelter actually? Iron rods. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make two smelters because I'll need the copper wire to smelt the copper ore. Oh. I know it said, oh, no, we haven't done what we need to build constructors yet. Alright. So, I'm going to toss these leaves in there. But I don't have enough to make, let me see if it'll let me make cable. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay. Alright. Can't make power poles yet, so that'll be the best I can do right now. Go ahead and just make sure this is full. Just have to make iron ingots, throw my iron ore in. Just keep concrete here. These leaves are going to burn up pretty quick, as you would probably guess. But we're going to work as fast as we can to get a chainsaw to get wood, and then we'll be able to make different fuels along the way. Alright. Let's go ahead and try to dock out this hub upgrade 3. So until I get power poles, I can't do anything. I can't even hook up that second smelter. So that's literally all I have is that one connection. Still beats doing it by hand. I'm bored of that. Feels too slow. Oh, much better.
Hub Upgrade 3, Interior Furnishing, completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fixit's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero waste policy. We understand that Fixit pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 4.
Alright, so we've got our little cabin here, but it is still widely unfurnished. But we do have lockers. And with the 1.1 update, I believe this helmet is new, this Woman's Day helmet. It's kind of a Rosie the Riveter helmet, the Neon helmet, and the Nico helmet. And then this helmet was for supporting Satisfactory during early access, which I didn't do. I bought it on release day, but I guess that was close enough. And this one is a giant bobblehead. This one's kind of a welder's mask. This looks like some kind of special ops night vision helmet, standard helmet. Now, unfortunately, this Nico helmet is not animated. Like, I think it'd be really cool if the eyes did stuff changed, but alas, they do not. This one, however, is animated, and I think it's pretty neat, so that's what I'm going with. I'm going to get the neon build gun to match. I'm going to get this alpaca, because I love a good alpaca. Then I'm going to go with some like a neon blue to match our neon helmet. I'm just going to save this color because I may use it later on. No, I'm not, apparently. Okay, there we go. No, wait. What happened? I looked down for 1 second. Oh, that's not how you spell neon. Yes, override it. Now watch it hit. I literally don't understand what I've done. Alright, delete that. Let's just start completely fresh. Okay. Alright. And we got like yellow and bright green, sort of like a hot pink or a magenta, perhaps. Brighter. That's pretty bright right there. Alright, let me see if it saves that. Yeah, it's still orange. So this is how this is supposed to work. I don't know what I did. Yes, I would like to override that. Why is it still orange? I didn't mean to load that. Oh, whatever. We're just gonna leave it alone. Alright. And ooh, honestly, that guy, he likes it though. Honestly, it hurts my eyes and it clashes with the boots, but I'm gonna go with it, even though it is extremely loud. Alright, we got our Neon Pioneer now. You'll notice it changed our equipment and stuff. Alright, let's see what hub upgrade 4 is about. Okay, just asking a lot of us suddenly. Alright, I've got that limestone in my inventory, so I'm just gonna make the concrete real fast. So what that's going to allow me to do... Oh, so the hopper on that filled up, which is why it still had a few ore left. So I can disconnect this. And then I can run a power pole out. And now I can connect up both of these. Oh, I thought I had more iron in my inventory. Or is that copper ore? Oh, well, fine. Let's make copper ingots. Let's get some more iron ore. Alright, well, we know we need 20 cable, so we're making iron ingots right now. But go ahead, go back down here to our copper. Alright, and now we can make screws, and we have iron plates. So I know we can make a constructor, or knock out some cable. We don't have conveyor belts yet, so we'll have to take things out of the smelters and load it into the constructors. It's probably what I should be doing with this iron, or this copper. I mean, this is literally the only use for the copper is to make it into wire though, so I figured I'd just go ahead and hammer it all out. And then I'll make us, I don't know, 30 or 40. That way we still have some wire. Let's go 50. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and load in our concrete and our wire. Oh, I'm gonna make some screws. 4 is not gonna be enough. I think it's 2 reinforced iron plates per constructor. And I honestly don't remember how many screws. Six plates, 12 screws. I'm going to go ahead and, well, we got enough for 5. But we need an even number. So I'm going to go ahead and make another one. All right. Instructor. Should have bet these smelters a little further apart, maybe. Alright, we need 75 iron plates, so iron plates is what's going in. I've got one more connection on that pole, so I'm going to bring it out here instead of terminating that pole, or, you know, filling up that pole. So I started a new pole with, well, an additional 3 connections. I'm actually not going to hook that one up to the power just yet, so I'm sure our power grid is okay. Let's see, while we're at on that 75 plates, I'm going to grab some more copper and some more limestone. Catch him off guard with slap. Probably get some foundations so I can build a ramp or something up to here. $56. Just gonna hammer out a few more. I may just hammer out the rest of the stack actually. But we've already got our 75 for sure. 25 to play with.
Hub Upgrade 4, Landing Platform and Utilities completed.
Nope.
Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 5.
Alright, let's see what we need for Hub Upgrade 5. We got some conveyors connecting the smelter. And I don't think we have any kind of storage yet, so we're still basically working off the hoppers inside the machines. Storage container comes, and the miner comes with Hub Upgrade 5, so that's good news. Of course, I got that thing making plates that's gonna make, we're gonna need rods. So I'm gonna go out and switch that. We'll put what ingots I have in there. Oh, we probably need to refill our generator too. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Put our copper in here. Alright, I'm gonna put copper ingots I have in the hopper. Or maybe it has to have power before I can do that. Oh, it's iron. It's set on iron. Set it to wire. Fill it up with ingots. Just to get them out of my inventory. Turn this on. Alright. Pretty good. I'm gonna make that 20 concrete a hand right now. Just because I don't have that much in my inventory to start with. All right. It's not that my inventory is really hurting for space, but all right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in. I've got the stuff to make a constructor, so maybe we'll go ahead and place a constructor down here. Or really, it doesn't even have to be down here. It could be right here. So we're close to the power. check and see what the power grid is. Oh, no. Our max consumption is 20 and our capacity is 20. We're only producing 12 and consuming 12. But I know when we get that next upgrade, it's going to give us... It's going to give us a... It's going to give us a second biomass generator on the back. Now the ones on the back here only produce 20, but when you get the ability to build them, which we don't have yet, the ones you can build produce 30. Alright, just kind of sitting here loading, so we'll go grab the copper. We got tons and tons of wire. That's enough rods. Just let that thing make concrete. So we got to make the cables right now because we don't have the power. Make another constructor. But this is going really quick, so no worries.
Hub Upgrade 5, Power Expansion, completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fix-It pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective: complete Hub Upgrade 6.
Okay, I don't know if I didn't come in here and show you, but once you get this place kind of furnished out, we get some lava lamps, posters. This right here, I don't know. I don't know if this was like, if this is devs or some early contributors or something like that. Not sure. There's a diploma back here, and one of my favorite things is this cross stitch that says "Live, Laugh, Labor." We got an employee manual and this coffee mug. You can buy this coffee mug, by the way. I owned one and drank out of it exclusively for almost a year, and then it broke. As much coffee as I drink, I probably got good use out of it. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy one, but I have no idea why it broke. I was literally, I was just hand washing it one day and it just broke into 3 pieces. So not sure what happened, but here's a little game you can play. I've never played it, but like while you're waiting on resources and stuff to build, I guess you could. train signals for pioneers, which honestly, if they publish that, they could probably sell quite a few copies. Don't flush yourself, or factory carts, or power slugs, plants, minerals, or radioactive material. And then there's a lot going on here. So what is this? I don't have this. I feel like I need this. But looks like they're having a good time with that. We got our standard issue Fix-It toothpaste and toothbrush. This little guy, I'd like to have this little guy. This checkmark's name is Check It. And he looks a little stressed, and look, he's pretty much living off coffee, which makes sense. Fluid dynamics for pioneers. Which, I don't know, pipelines aren't terribly difficult, but they can be a pain. Coffee machine. Got a microwave, got a blender we can't use. Fridge we can't use. Helmet. Photograph of home. Oh, we're glitching through there. Okay. Handle that smells like earth. Zoology and protein extraction. Reminds me of making sausage. But not that I ever have, but that makes me think of how sausage would be made. Taco farm. Mycelia in the wild and on the table. The overtime machine. Fix-It socks, which I would totally wear. I'm not sure if they make these. I don't know why they wouldn't. Fix-It a Rubik's Cube. What is that? It's like shoe polish or something is what that looks like. The original... This is the original service something. Oh, no. Sorry, that's a search function. I just saw that magnifying glass down in the lower right. No, I thought maybe that would help. I don't know what that... I'm pretty sure it says the original service something, but I don't know what. Could be a date. Alpaca. Companion cube. Alright. I'm just out here burning electricity. Oh, hub upgrade 6. This guy's really rad. Later on, we'll try to ride on him for a little bit. Alright, this time wire. It's weird that they mess for wire, cable before wire. But anyway, we'll be getting biomass and the space elevator and the ability to build generators separate from the hub. Some more inventory slots. We may already have these rods, I don't know. But we have the concrete. We have the rods. I'm going to switch this to make iron plates. Oof. Grab some more leaves. Let's go ahead and grab 2 stacks. Alright. Oh, this one's not even... I'm not even using this one yet. Okay. Well, cool. I don't have any copper ore. Well, we got the wire. So we got everything. except for the plates. We're doing pretty good. We already have half the plates. So I got the metal and make the other half. Alright, there's the other half the plates right there. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of this stack of ingots though. Boom, hub up 6.
Hub upgrade 6. Landing platform hydraulics completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It Pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate Project Assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Alright, we've achieved the minimum to be considered a pioneer. Very nice. Well, I'm fucking stuck. Well, go ahead and grab some concrete. And might as well go back down to the copper because I don't want to neglect that even though I don't want to forget about it. So it is kind of far away. I'm already forgetting about miners as is. Which we do now have the ability to make automated miners. You know, we have 2 generators, so you know we have some amount of power to work with. But I do know each of these. Well, we don't have conveyor splitters yet, but each of these iron nodes in our base up here will have enough iron to need 2 smelters, or we'd have to overclock the smelter. But we don't have the ability to overclock yet. Alright, base building. Let's go and start some foundations before we start putting miners and such down. Alright, 100 rods, 100 plates, 200 concrete. They pulled a ton of wire. Alright. Do I have the stuff to make another constructor? No. But I do have a massive amount of wire. So, throw some cables together. I don't know, we're still at like 50. Oh, we need more screws. Oh, we need more iron plates. Yeah. Oh, yes, Luna, I can see you. Just, my chat's on a different monitor, so... Sorry, I didn't see you right away. Second. Alright. Responding to chat, and I'm back. Alright. We're close to having enough plates. See, our concrete is in here. Let's see, we need 27. And then I'm going to switch this to rods as soon as we get that. Actually, while we wait, we'll just grab some more iron ore. Eight, 29 maybe. Oh yeah, every time I swap it, it puts the ingots back in my inventory. Okay, we can make biomass now. So, let's see. I placed some, we're not using this generator. So biomass is going to burn longer than just leaves or wood. And you can see 500 leaves is only going to make 250 biomass. Meanwhile, I think for every 1 wood, you get 5 biomass, so your wood expands into a lot more biomass, while your leaves, give you about half. I'm gonna swap that for the biomass. Alright. And yeah, we've got tons of wood. So that we make 900 out of the 174. All right. There's some more iron ore. I can see this yellow light, meaning that machine is in standby. This machine is in standby. So we'll go grab more ore. Maybe when we get back, we'll have 100 rods. A little more than halfway. Alright, so we have about half the concrete, or more than half the concrete. We're a little over halfway there on the rods. And a little more than halfway there on concrete. Which I believe it just said, actually. Kind of cool that they ask for so many supplies for base building, because you need all these supplies for base building. And like 200 concrete and 100 rods and 100 plates would go pretty far for building foundations and walls. Okay, so let's see. Alright, I got a little bit of iron in my inventory. I'm gonna hammer out some ingots real quick. And I'm gonna make the supplies for some more portable miners, because concrete is slow. It takes 3 limestone for every one of them. It's just kind of a slow process, so I'm gonna try to hammer out several of these miners, and it's probably not gonna go well, but I'm gonna go down into this hole with this super angry hog that I probably can't kill this early on. I'm gonna throw some miners down there. Rods, plates. Alright. Let's see what this gets us. Alright, I only need 3, so. Well, I might go ahead and make all 7 of these, though, just because you do need them for making the big automated miners. I heard a machine click off. Alright, there's some more iron ore in there. And like, right now our copper situation is fine. See this big guy down here? They just put that power slug right there because he is, it's a pretty big problem for me at this stage. You know what, do I have any berries or anything? I'm gonna grab some things that can replenish my health. Yep, 55 of those. Oh, see now. Do I put these? Tell you what, I'm gonna maybe just use on a hot bar. Can I do that? Doesn't seem like I can. Nope. Alright. Like, do I keep my health recovery on a hot bar? Or do I keep the miners on a hot bar so I can drop them and run? Alright. Alright, let's see. If I had like foundations, I'd probably try to wall him in or something. Alright, we're gonna go to drop and run. While he's looking the other way. Right. Keep gathering leaves. Let's see. Alright, that limestone is there. He's going back the other way. Cool. I don't know if he can get me if I'm on this rock or not. Sounds like a good way to get trapped on a rock. Alright, he sees me. I'm gonna try to fight him. But you can already see he's much. Oh, he can get me. Oh man, I attack so slow. I don't. No, this is gonna work. Oh, okay, so trying to jump him is just not something he's gonna dance with. Where is he? It's like bullfighting, Jesus. Aha. Oh, now he's running from me. Ah. Oh, I got him. Fantastic. This guy is much, much larger than the other ones. Gotcha. He's pretty cool, though. Alright. This one is almost full. Oh, and we got a yellow power slug. So that's pretty awesome. Alright, you can see the light from a power slug over there. But the power slug is actually underground. You can hear it. So there's a cave around here, and I think the entrance is like up there somewhere. Not overly interested in going in a cave right now. Just trying to get some concrete. Crater might have been easier to go the other way. Just come out right there and go straight across. Oh, if you have any iron ore, I'll have a little bit. So the concrete situation is... Oh, my bad. Trying to feed concrete into it. Don't want or need to do that. Alright, 3/4 of the way. Oh wait, rods is what I was looking for. Nice. Alright, so 50 is going to be, I don't know, a stack and a half, maybe a little more. We have several stacks, so I know we're going to be able to get this going pretty quick. I'm going to switch this back to plates for the time being. Because I'm going to need plates for floor. Plates and concrete. Should probably see what I need. We'll go ahead and do this. Because we're definitely going to start needing a good bit more power. got several stacks of biomass. I'll make sure this one is full. And then that one, well, we never turned on. One more concrete. I've been hammering this concrete out the whole time, actually. Since I know we're going to need it for flooring, I'm just going to hammer out at least one stack. Alright. Reluctantly give it up.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Okay, so we can make flooring, foundation pieces. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep all this stuff on the side going for a few minutes. But I'm gonna pick up this miner. And we're going to go to foundations. And I'm going to hit R and turn that to zoop so I can just go straight across. Already out of concrete. However, nope, need concrete for that too. Cool, spreader's back. Oh, I guess we need to go ahead and start on our next objective. Alright, that's going to allow us to get splitters, which is going to be supremely helpful. Oh wait, I needed those for floors. Meh. Alright, I think I'm going to turn the other generator on. I was kind of waiting till I had these miners and stuff. But doing all this stuff by hand has already become too tedious. Just going to make a few rods. A few plates. Maybe we can, ooh, it's a lizard doggo. These little guys are obtainable with pellberries. I think I'm gonna wait till I get a little bit more built before I tame him. Saw some power slug in the distance, and there's one right there. Those are going to become very important pretty soon. I could, if I haven't built, well, I could go that way and run conveyor belts. If I hadn't built this so close, I could actually just put this iron ore into like a storage bin. And I could, and maybe even should, be running all this, like all these supplies into storage bins, but I don't want to be taking up a whole lot of space before we get our flooring down, because I'll probably end up just pulling it all up. First miner is looking pretty good out here, though. Very cool. So once we get these things powered up, we're not going to need to worry about hand feeding resources in. This going quickly. I haven't grabbed any copper in a little while. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab this berry. Do these ores into here. I probably should have just made that concrete by hand, so it would probably be faster. You can hit the middle mouse button to sample things that you've already built. So that's what I'm doing right there. So I don't have to go back into the menus. Oh yeah, I've got all this concrete down here, don't I? Oh, and the yeah, this big old hog is dead. So I don't have to worry about it. He will respawn eventually, but I mean, maybe unless we put some machinery and stuff down here. I don't really know how that works. I don't know if it's, you know, machinery or foundations or what it is, but eventually, once you try going this way, once you sort of claim an area, things will stop spawning in it. Maybe except for like lizard doggos and the birds. The aggressive things will stop spawning. Like these land whales and birds and lizard doggos always seem to be around. Try to stay away from the poison gas spores. Fill up this thing first. All that concrete still like maybe makes 100. For all the limestone, it only makes about 100 concrete. Oh, I thought that was a helmet, like from the side right there when I was running past. I was like, why is there a helmet in here? Probably just, you know, get a little foundation down to get smelters and constructors down. And of course I'm gonna need, you know, plates and rods and wire and everything to get going. But all this seems to have run its course. So you want to go ahead and pull that up and essentially just move it right over here. Smelter. Alright, so like I was saying, a smelter only does, it'll only process 30 ore at a time. So I'm gonna, you know, I don't want to have to use a lot of resources, a lot, you know, more than we already have on floor right now. I'm going to leave a gap here so I can put in a splitter so I can put a second one up. And then I'm going to put a line for when we get so a lot of times it depends on what you're making, I think, but you'll have to come off of your smelter and do, you know, several constructors too. But for right now, because we're working our way toward, I'm trying to point at it and it keeps moving the camera. So we're working our way toward the logistics goal. So while we do that, you know, we're waiting on splitters and all that stuff. Nice. Okay. Just keep this thing making concrete. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attach that generator up so it's connected to our power grid. I'm going to come off this pole right here. And honestly, I think I'm just going to put a pole here and then connect it here. A lot of times I'll go to the back and connect a pole back there. It'll probably change later anyway. Alright, so this thing's connected up. So, ore is coming. Gonna start making ingots. I don't know why I didn't just start on the end right there. Alright, and now we need to put our constructor back down. And like I said, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. Because we'll probably build another constructor off to the side over there. We know we need plates. And we surely need power. And then I'm a little bit behind on things like organization, but I'm going to put this on the hotbar because we're going to be using those a lot. So we'll put a storage container right here. There we go. And now it's going to fill up this huge space eventually. But that is going to supply us with plenty of plates. And then we can start working towards setting up a similar situation over there. And this has run its course, so we're gonna start moving that around soon. That's probably fine. Got a pretty long life on it there. Yeah, might as well toss that in there. Oh no. Always happens where in this conversion period I'm gonna have to take ingots probably from here to grab these ingots and go make iron rods manually because I've put the whole supply into the hub terminal already. Alright, we're essentially going to make the same situation over here. Okay, it is going to show us that little blue line coming across. Shows us that it's parallel, but I don't think it's got enough range. And then that dotted line shows us that we are going to line up there. And we're just going to try to kind of keep that in line. It doesn't matter a whole lot, but it'll just look nice. So I'm going to come from here. I think I put it... Oh, no, I didn't put it straight on the dot. So they're kind of lined up with like that line right there. This one is where all the tiles meet in the corners. And this needs to be turned to iron rods. It kept the setting of iron plates from that one. And that's because I sampled it. So it saved its settings, which might be new for the 1.1 update. I'm not really sure. Can't quite remember. Oh no, missing rods. Okay, this thing has surely got two in it. Okay. Now we're going. I'm resisting building a building foundation over there. And I'm gonna put these in the hub. Hopefully I don't get distracted. Forget what I was doing. I'm already kind of distracted. Alright, here we go. I'll just toss that one in there too, whatever. Alright, so that topped us off there. Maybe we already have enough iron rods. Not quite, but close. Okay, I do have enough to build another miner. Of course, I'd have to run power all the way down there, but that's really not the biggest of problems. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this little miner. Go ahead and pick up the miner. What I'm probably going to do, I'm not really worried about building him a foundation right now, because I'm probably just going to run a long conveyor belt, so I keep most of my things that need power up there. It's pretty close. And just connect it to there. Rad. Alright. And then I'll work on building a conveyor shortly. I'll check our power grid while I'm thinking about it. I'm getting close.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Yes, thank you. I feel very refreshed and very calm. Alright, I'm just gonna top off generators, which are almost maxed out already. And so really about the next part, I generally skip the MAM and go straight to chainsaw so that we can start making different fuels and such for our biomass generators. But I also find that, you know, I need overclocking and stuff to deal with. Oh, it'll let me just put a floor right through there. But I also find that, you know, I usually want to overclock things to optimize, even though it is hard to optimize this early on. Okay, I'm gonna build this foundation kind of out to the edge right here. I'm gonna put a conveyor from there to here, and I'm gonna start a copper production on this end and a concrete production there. And then, I don't know, probably build that space in and we'll start doing something there. I need to go down to down in the little crater. Keep forgetting I've put miners over there. Pick that little guy up. Of course, we don't have enough concrete. I think I only had about 5 megawatts left. Well, kind of depending, like, oh, yeah, so 5 for the max. But we got a little bit to play with right here. I have enough concrete to make some more power poles. Let's see. Power poles right there. I've got enough concrete for one. This is going to look better shortly. Well, I don't know how long it's going to take to look better, but it will start looking better. Alright. Concrete does not need a smelter. So it just needs a constructor. Let's see, this is taking up the 5 megawatts. So I know we only have the, so our max consumption is 40, our capacity is 40. I'm real tempted to try to go ahead and turn this on. But it seems kind of likely that we're going to end up blowing a fuse. So what I build next, when I build a storage container next to a constructor, always offset it just a little bit so that, I don't know, the conveyor just looks a little bit better. You gotta tell this thing that you want to make concrete. Well, we're talking about like the 1.1 and the different changes and stuff. I wish that the constructor, or probably any machine, but most specifically the constructors, because they only have the one input. Fuses are meant to be blown. But like, okay, so what I was saying is, since the constructor only has the one import, I kind of wish that it would detect the resource that's coming in, because like the only thing you can do with limestone is make concrete, and if it would just, you know, recognize that it can't do any of this other stuff with the resources being given, I think that would be a nice quality of life update. Right. Well, since it's on, yeah. See, I mean, we're doing okay at the moment. We got all kind of stuff going on. Objective is to build the space elevator right now, so we can go into special and hit this plus button, and it's gonna throw a little list down there on the screen, so we can see what we need. Alright. Alright, so we can get splitters now, which means we can produce our output, or not produce our output, increase our output. Of course, we're going to need power, more power for that. And I think what I want to do, that thing right there is probably about ran its course now. So I'm going to start building in some floor right here, and we're going to start running a conveyor up, because we're going to need 300 wire. Probably what I'm going to do is run a conveyor belt like right up through here, because I want to build probably right up to this edge, honestly. And I'll put a smelter here and start building some constructors to produce wire. And since not only do we need 300 up there, but we need 1500 for the space elevator, I'm probably going to just use most everything for wire right off the bat. Let's see what we can do with, tell you what, I'll grab whatever concrete we have right here. Let's see, with 27 concrete, if we can get a conveyor run up here. It's not that far. Yeah, that's not too far. I'll go ahead and raise it up just a little bit. That's gonna be just a little short. That's okay. You know what? I'm gonna bring it to like right here. Oh wait, I have foundations now. I can actually build that ramp I've been talking about. That's close enough to the edge. That's fine, actually. Smelter. Well, we're probably gonna need 2 smelters, so I know we're only gonna be able to start with 1 though. I'm sure that'll be fun. I don't know if I can get away with this. Nope. Alright, let's put that on standby. Alright, I've got 600 copper wire in my inventory. Oh, come on. What? I disconnected it. Yeah, it's on standby. Probably because I'm already pushing the power grid. Yes, my max consumption is 44. Okay. I'm gonna grab some concrete. I don't know if I'm gonna need it. Just gonna put the conveyor port on this side, but I don't think I'm going to, I don't think I'm gonna leave it there. Maybe in that big empty space that we have, I'm gonna possibly put a bunch more over there. Because eventually I want to be able to automate this so I don't have to come back and change every single one of these. Or hand fill every... Oh, right. I just want everybody to have a full fuel source while I'm here. There we go. Oh, I'm sure that'll last about 5 minutes. Alright. Flip the switch back on that. And so that's going to produce 30 copper ingots and a constructor. I'm going to build them this way because we're going to have another copper line coming through here. And then probably give this a little bit of space because we're also going to have some splitters and stuff. Because this only takes 15 copper ingots. And this is producing 30 copper ingots. So actually, oh, wrong button. Logistics. I'm gonna put the splitter on my hotkey 6 and the merger on 7. I'm gonna line that up like that. we've started our journey to making 1800 wire. We got plenty of power to play with still. But not plenty of concrete. Yeah, this is nice, just room to walk around. Maybe get one more row right here so I have room for constructors. Alright, and we're gonna put 2 more in line as soon as I... You know what, I'm gonna make a, just gonna make a craft bench right here somewhere. I don't know. Right there's fine for right now. Turn some of this wire into cable. We're gonna need 4 reinforced iron plates. Which, it looks like the problem is that we don't have the iron plates. Alright. Copy. Copy. I feel like that's gonna line up. Nice and straight. Oh, right. Alright. So, one thing that is cool about splitters is that you can just put them in line. You gotta do it right. You see, all that's complaining about is that, that leg right there. Which, whatever, it's not important. Alright, so now we're using all of our copper ore. We just gotta get some power. This is why I'm always building power poles. I hate it when you use the last connection on the power pole and then you have to start disconnecting stuff and rebuilding. Oh, that's all that's waiting on is ingots, which are on the way. Fantastic. Alright, so we need to upgrade all of this. And we're already kind of close on the power grid. You see, that connector is already full. That one back there is not, so probably just run a... connect this one up back there. Alright. Shredder. Third plates. Concrete. Just make a little bit of a better walkway through here. So I could bring everything this direction, or I could push it all into the middle. Is that enough room? Mine would be if I had the supplies. Why so much copper ore in my inventory? Probably from bleeding stuff. Nice. So close. Alright. I'm just gonna get rid of this copper really quick. Alright. Put her back. So I think maybe over here we'll build this in and we'll build a generator bank for too much longer. But right now we've got about 36 megawatts to play with. And we've got room right here. Oh, well look at this. Why did I do that? What's this pole like? Right here in the middle maybe? Hook that back up, hook this to that. Maybe this pole won't be a problem, but it should probably be like right here just for the sake of, you know, appeasing the straight line gods. Look what I'm talking about. You know what? Let's come here. 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 Get to that. Alright, that's already hooked up. And then, let's see. Hook that up. Nope, that's our last one. Well, I'll bring this one. Put one here. Yeah, right here. Well, if that's not... okay, this is probably fine. This is probably not actually, but... Oh, I missed a cable. good. And this needs to be making rods. So we're doing rods over here. Probably eventually this will become an assembly line for screws. Oh, we dodged it. Oh, right. Cables. All right. All right. Let's see how good. Oh, perfect. Still got plenty of power. Alright, so this is, right now, for our technology level, this is optimized. Like I said, one of these will probably become, maybe this is on the far end, probably become screws, or what we can do is make screws here, and take these iron plates and run it out, and we'll just have like a, we'll start using these to make, reinforced plates. Okay. Considering how many screws we need. Oh no, I didn't put my storage containers down. Invalid conveyor shape. Is this thing backwards? Yes. Why would you tell me it was going to be fine? What did it say I needed? Rods? Alright. $187 concrete. Almost enough wire already. I'll be honest, I kind of stopped caring about the field research thing. I'm just curious as to how close we are to the space elevator. I mean, pretty good, honestly. But I probably could go ahead and give up enough plates to get started. And we just kind of, I mean, we basically doubled the production here. You know, we got four wire things going. I probably need to go down to the crater and build some more concrete production lines. Into that crater, I'm not terribly worried about having, you know, nice foundations and all that stuff. I'll probably might build a little bit of a foundation down there, like maybe in the center to have everything running to it, but not much more than that. 300 screws. I think we could probably just hand make 300 screws pretty fast. Yeah. Already made more than 100. $200. Okay.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Uh-huh. We need some reinforced plates. Alright, well, not exactly enough. Or, I don't know if it was exact, but it was enough. I'm just gonna throw this thing in the grass. We're probably gonna move all this stuff later. It's really cool that when you do research, the MAM will get like little decorations according to what you're researching. But I've noticed, you know, when you load a save file and stuff, it goes away. So, you know, I don't care if we have to destroy it and rebuild it somewhere else. Let's see. I'm not gonna research these berries that I've got in my pocket.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Sure, we keep the generators fed. Oh, looks like it's gonna be going through a lot of biomass pretty quick now. All right, do some more research.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration. The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance. This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
What does semi-slug mean? Like, what constitutes a slug, and how is something a semi-slug? Oh, okay. So a slug is a type of terrestrial gastropod mollusk. So it's a soft-bodied animal with a muscular foot, but unlike snails, it lacks a prominent external shell, obviously. So I feel like a slug would be a semi-snail, right? Well, I don't know what would make us. Maybe like these ridges were a little bit hard, so maybe it's not an entirely soft body. It could be. It could just be that they're a different evolution of a slug. So slug-like. All right, let's make a power shard and then get some overclocking abilities. All right, we're going to use our 2 power slugs for research. When we get overclocking, we won't have any power slugs to make more power shards with.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Oh. Right, it said I needed like rotors and stuff. So I needed a couple hundred screws. I didn't even know I could make rotors yet. Let's see. No. Or can I? No, I can't. Right. This is a semi-dog. It has 4 legs and fur and a tail, so it is dog-like. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing, but we have research here.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
No, cats are a totally different animal. I mean, I get by 4 legs and fur, but cats are totally different. I feel like maybe Dachshunds are semi-dogs, you know? They're only like half a dog, maybe.
Power slugs extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves. By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
Alright, so we did quartz, we did power slugs. Apparently I don't have any of those nuts at the moment. Alright, I think that's most of the research I can do. I guess I ate all of my, what are they called? Barrel nuts? While I was fighting that big hog down in the crater. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna take this with me. In case he's back down there. Well, you know what? I don't even really need to go down there. I don't need the concrete roll out, but it doesn't look like he's respawned yet, which is good. Alright, hold on. Just gonna like put some concrete over right about where he spawns, and I'll use this later to put some machines on, but maybe I can keep him from spawning back in. Because he is a little bit of a pain. Alright. Completely forgotten what my goal was. I guess I need to start working on the chainsaw. The power grid will be a whole lot better. But I don't know, it kind of depends on how much. Yeah. Still got a couple hundred concrete to go. And since I don't want to just sit here and hammer that out, I'll find something to do while a couple of, yeah, about 200 concrete makes in the machines here. Yeah. Alright. What is it? 100 cable? 500 screws? 500 screws is gonna take a minute, but I guess I need to go ahead and get that screw production set up. I'm sure I have the power for it. Gonna make a few extra cable just for running power lines or what have you. I'll need a little bit for making another constructor if I'm gonna make screws. Let's go to about 150. That'll work. And screws. And 100. I'm pretty sure you can actually make screws faster by hand than you can in a constructor. But, you know, I guess the point is that it's automated if you use the constructor. And, like, I'm certain rotors are faster by hand. Constructor, well, you need an assembler, but it makes like 4 rotors a minute. And as soon as you start needing rotors, like, rotors will be a problem for quite a while, if I remember correctly. Alright, we're already at 300. Fox, how's the stream looking and sounding on your end? I've been having a lot of problems with, you know, audio and video and streaming, so I'm actually refilming this. Alright, well, that's good to know. It's taken me a little while to tweak everything to get a stream that wasn't either laggy or just have completely trash audio. I don't know where I'm running off to. Just make a bunch of stuff, get excited, and just start running. Chainsaw.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
Mandatory fun. So I like that. B1, destroying coral, I'm pretty sure, is a crime on Earth. But destroying coral with a chainsaw just sounds absolutely insane. Like, could you imagine taking a chainsaw to what is more or less stone, just a collection of bone and stuff like that, and this can't be good for the chainsaw. And I mean, you know, it's terrible for the environment. Yes, my primary concern was the chainsaw, I'm sorry. And I mean, I guess realistically, it's, you know, that's not my primary concern, but the thing is that chainsawing coral is very much a fictional idea. You know, treating your tools like that is pretty much my go-to, because the other one is absurd. Alright. Now we have our chainsaw. Oh, there's all the freaking barrel nuts I was looking for.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
I was gonna say until we get our iron rods, I may not switch over to making any screws, but we have plenty of iron rods for the space elevator. And I'm sure that, yep, there's all the wire we need. And the concrete's still not quite there. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the thing. And I always like to put it up high, and I don't know why, because it doesn't matter. You can see it everywhere, regardless of where you put it. But I kind of want to, like, get up there level with that and build a platform. But it is going to cost us some concrete. So let's see. Alright, we got about 20 megawatts. Constructors take 4. I've got 3 nodes down there, so that would be 12 on its own. Alright, so 15 and 12. I would definitely need another generator. Oh, I can cut things down now. Oh heck yeah. Let's build that generator. Because now we can make tons of fuel. Again, this is why I'm always making too many power poles, because you actually can't have too many power poles. Alright, I'm just going to go around and fill up all the generators, and then I'm just going to start cutting down all the trees. But you know, explore, exploit. Alright, all these little trees right here can go for sure. Oh wait, I don't have fuel with chainsaw. This happens to me when I want to go cut grass. I'm like, alright, time to cut the grass. I have no fuel for the lawnmower. Lizard double. But try to grab at least 100 leaves so I can make, or 200 leaves so I can make 100 biomass, and then I'm not really sure what that'll convert down into solid fuel for the chainsaw. But basically, once I get any amount of fuel for the chainsaw, it's just gonna, you know, I can cut trees until I can make more fuel. Alright, so 8 biomass makes 1 solid fuel. Man, this stuff is slow to make by hand. We're going to convert all our generators over to this stuff pretty soon. We'll have to build a whole automated, well, semi-automated really, because you still have to feed leaves and wood in by hand. But then we'll have the whole process. And I'm just going to jump. Alright, so the chainsaw has 2 modes. It has an area mode and a single mode. It starts on area mode, which means when you cut something, so you can actually target shrubs with it too, but I kind of just tend to focus on trees. But so when you cut something, it'll cut everything around it in a radius, but I've kind of cleared out a lot of stuff, like in our general vicinity right now. But like, see, I cut this down when it takes everything around it. But it won't cut down any kind of berry bushes or anything like that, your things with your edibles. So you don't have to worry about losing those to the chainsaw. But you can cut them down with a chainsaw if you want to. If they're just, you know, in your way, bothering you, sticking up through your floor or whatever, you can cut them down. But you have to target them specifically. Where did this tree come from? This tree was not here a minute ago, was it? We go back and check that out. I don't recall that being there. Alright, like I said, this area right here, I'm not terribly concerned with just, you know, paving all of this. But I'm going to run some electricity down here. And I am going to put miners on all these nodes. Because the concrete production is a little slow, for one, and two, we're going to need tons of concrete for building factories, walls, floors, all kind of things like that. Alright. So I'm going to need 3 constructors. Just going to hit all the buttons until I get the right one. Alright. Put a little craft bench down here. So I need more reinforced plates. Invalid. That looks like that would work. That looks good. Looks a little crazy. It's probably going to give me something crazy too. Well, actually, I'll probably build straight to this edge. Alright, and now we're going to need to power all this stuff. Yeah, that's fun. Oh no. We'll build a little bit because we're going to have to run at least some amount of wire out here and connect it up. Which honestly, I probably shouldn't have even fueled that that generator, because it's not necessary for everything we have right now. It's just burning fuel. But whatever, we're in a hole right now, so you know, what's done is done. Just build this where they're all in a line. Like, I feel like I should be able to do that. Oh no, this one's not in line. Jerk. Watch it mess up my conveyor because I don't have a whole lot of clearance. I'll take it. Cool. Alright. You know what? Since we're going to be coming down here to get power or concrete all the time, and I got to run power back down here. Just going to build a nice little ramp for us. Straight up the side. Yeah, that looks like that'll get us a decent clearance. Yeah. Alright. Power line. That's right, all these are probably going to be full. Let's just restart this situation over here. Actually, I just want these two connected to the same spot. Connect that up. Alright. So the concrete's going. You see, like, this tree right here, kind of interesting. So, even though, you know, this game cares not about the environment, if you want to save an interesting tree, you just switch to single mode. Right. Saying this game doesn't care about the environment. It feels like I'm kind of accusing coffee stain, but I'm not. So I'm going to pick these mushrooms while I'm here. forgot all about my mission to overclock my constructors making my concrete. Seeing this power slug over here has reminded me that there's been one right here the whole time. Turn this chainsaw off. Can I get up here without building anything? Doesn't look like I can. Oh, that's fun. Back to chainsawing. Alright. See this thing right here? This is what I was saying. We're in area mode right now. Just gonna cut down things all around that berry. It is not in danger. If I'm going to build generators out here, I might as well go ahead and clear it. It'll take quite a bit of machinery just to make this semi-automated system I'm talking about. And I think I also want to move my hub up there. I don't know where I can just start this ramp. Something like that. Yeah, I think this would be a nice spot. I do kind of like these trees, so I'll try not to cut them down. Ooh, but I don't like this grass getting in my flooring. So you can hit F to delete, and then you can hold control, and you can just delete up to 50 things at once. Be careful not to get any of your miners or anything like that. Alright, we're just going to start from right here. That one tree mine up here. Coming up this high, I think, is putting the trees in danger. Which, again, no part of the game really focuses on aesthetics, unless we're talking about straight lines. But for that matter, you can play the whole game all the way to the end without ever building a floor or a wall or a roof or any of that if you don't want to. I'm just going to deal with a little bit of grass. And I've started this because, like I said, I want to kind of get up there. And it is kind of an investment in concrete, but now that we've got 4 concrete lines going, I feel like I can do it without, you know, too much of a time of adding too much time on to getting to the space elevator. This looks like it might be high enough. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go out. Space elevator's pretty big. I'm gonna go out 6. And then just start going out 10, which is the max that you can zoom. Run out of concrete real quick. Alright, it's getting close to time to tame that little lizard doggo. I don't think 59 is going to be enough concrete to help me out a whole lot. Oh, I'm short 2. Alright, and we're not going to leave this as a floating platform, but this is more of a temporary roof. This is more of like a start to another level of the factory. And honestly, we probably have room for a level even in between that. But we can always move stuff if we decide to. We go check on our other concrete. I will not be adding this rando that popped in for 1 second to ask me to join them or to add them on Discord. That's totally not going to happen. Something tells me I did not hook something. Oh, because I had to delete this. I didn't tell it what to make. And apparently it didn't get hooked up to power. I rebuilt it. Alright, this is what I was talking about. These things can only use 45 limestone per minute, and this is producing 60. So that's why I want to overclock those things. It's also why I put an individual constructor on every single line. Alright, let's get a couple of power slugs while we're waiting. Right? Hit that follow button. What's with, you know, getting me to add you on the Discord? Alright. There's a spitter right here.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the man to establish classification and potential application.
Where's he at? That's a pretty cool design for a little guy.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Bauxite. We won't get to bauxite for a while. It's for making aluminum. But I'm sure we can do some research on it or something. There's a power slug way up there. Oh, there's a Mercer sphere right here.
Witness a single strand of
Oh,
the
no.
tapestry.
Not only is my inventory full, but I've blown a fuse. Alright. And I'm being attacked. Alright, hold on. Oh, he just fell over. Oh, he's still up. For now. Yeah, I killed him. He started it. Don't look at me like that. Land well. Oh god, there's another one. This guy just followed me around, judging me. He was a witness. No, let's take him down too. I bet I ran out of fuel. I probably really should have got on that fuel thing. Should have tossed that in there. Yeah, one of my generators ran out of fuel. This kind of seems like as good a time as any. To just go ahead and build a generator bank over here. Yeah, so that's 9. It built like 10 at Tower 2. I really expected to just stop when I got to the other one. Huh, it doesn't look it duplicated. No, I don't think it did. Okay. So, start this off with a storage container. Yeah, right here's fun. Storage. So, I'm gonna put all the wood in this one. I'm gonna put all the leaves in this one. And we need a constructor. You know what? reinforced plates. That's what I'm worried about with everything being shut down. I'm kind of worried about resources, but I think I'm going to be okay. Let's see. I'm going to need 2 more, so I'll make 4 reinforced plates real quick. Okay. What we'll do is put this in line with this one, and then build this storage container in line with that constructor, instead of putting the containers side by side. Alright, so this one is going to have the leaves in it. So we need to set this one to biomass leaves, and this one to biomass wood. And then the biomass that comes out of this is all the same biomass, so it can be merged together. So we're going to build a merger. We're going to connect those. I'm trying to decide if I want another storage container to just store biomass in, but I don't think so. I will build one for solid fuel in, just in case it does get a little ahead. It's just solid fuel is going to be a little more valuable right now. I already used all the concrete out of that, and pretty much most concrete out of this other thing. So it's actually not a bad time to just go ahead and move my hub, because what I'll probably do is use the 2 generators on the hub to jump start the constructors I just built, so they start making fuel. I'll come back for whatever's in that crate. I know another quality of life they did is I couldn't even make a crate. Another quality of life update was if you were to tear down like a whole bunch of stuff, it would leave little crates like everywhere, and now they merge it all into one crate. Which I'm sure as we go, you will see that these little dismantled crates just really get under my skin. So having less of them is nice. Oh, my inventory is probably full. No, I've got space. If you look, it was not going to give me the resources from that. And this thing needs to be switched to solid fuel. And I'm going to go ahead and toss biomass that I have in there. Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to rebuild the hub up here. And the generators on that side. That's probably not too bad, but move it off that a little bit. Throw the whole thing in a tree. Just one little one. Again, it doesn't matter, but we're gonna clear a little bit of a just a clearing for my freighter there. All right. I'm gonna run one pole out, connect them both, and I'm gonna split this biomass into 2 stacks, start that up. And then, let's see. Let's just go down here. It's probably gonna immediately bite me in the butt. I'm gonna connect that right there. Alright, so now we're making solid fuel at least. So let's see if we can build some more biomass burners. Looks like we have plenty of stuff. Alright, so we're gonna come out of that. So I've got more iron nodes down here, so I want to like leave a little bit of access to those. So I'm going to come like maybe 1 square off. Yeah, I think we had 5, but the ones on the hub only generate 20 megawatts, and these generate 30. So I'm going to see if I can't get away with just building 4. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for splitters to turn this splitter around. Yeah, this is going to make 120 megawatts, and I believe that's plenty to reconnect everything. Which we did add some machines into some new machines into the mix, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so I'm actually gonna use the conveyor lift right here just because I want to have a little bit of space, just a little bit of clearance to move back and forth through here. We're just gonna elevate that slightly so we can walk through here very easily. Why'd I do that? No. I need power pole. And we'll just put another one. I don't know about right there. Let's see where we can connect this up at. Probably right here looks good. And I'll just drop a few poles on the way just in case I want to branch off in that space right there. So if I cut those other 2 off, that's going to cut 40 off the capacity. So let's go ahead and build 2 more of these generators. I'm a lot less worried about all the fuel and everything now that we've got the chainsaw and we've got everything we need to, like I said, semi-automate the system. This one's already got fuel. What? I'm trying to show you. So, biomass burns 4 per minute, and I'll just swap this thing to leaves real quick. And you can see it burns 120 leaves a minute, so we've made this much, much more efficient. I feel like every time I get close to building the space elevator, I just use all my resources, but you know, pretty settled on where we've got everything. Power's going good. We've got enough to disconnect the ones from up here. Inventory is full. Alright, I'm gonna build an equipment workshop. And cover some of that grass up. I'm just gonna encroach on the space. I think what I want to do is build this equipment workshop. I don't know. Well, my ramp is right there. I can't build it right there. And we'll put our ma'am right here, and I don't know why, but I always like to angle this thing for some reason. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna actually make a power shard. I'm gonna research that. I made power shards out of the yellow ones yet? Doesn't look like it. Yes. I'm gonna hammer out this concrete real quick just because it won't take very long. Let's see. Our stream is almost 3.5 hours, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to make the space elevator very shortly. And I mean, I've done a lot of other things other than just focus on the space elevator. We're probably going to build the space elevator at least a half hour ago, if not more. But, you know, kind of took a minute, built some foundations, power supply, and moved the hub around, kind of reorganized everything. Plus all the extra concrete. So like I said, pretty happy with all of this. Here's something else. All these little reeds you can pick up as a source of leaves, and I don't remember seeing this in the original 1.0 release, so I don't know if this is new to 1.1 or not, but I certainly don't remember it. But just looking at them, I wouldn't have expected that you could pick that up, you know. Just kind of looks like grass, but I mean, it highlights, and I don't remember ever having seen that before. There's a Mercer sphere over here somewhere. And I'm actually looking for the hogs that I killed just to pick up the resources.
Harmonize with us.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
Alright, that is a reference to Matt Mercer, if you caught that. Dr. D.M. Mercer.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state, and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate fixit helmets are of such high quality. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Apparently the Mercer sphere is based off of something that Matt Mercer had in a session of Critical Role, or one of his worlds. I don't know as much about Critical Role as I should, so you can let me know. But anyway, it's some kind of it's a sphere that looks like a liquid but acts like a solid, or it acts like a liquid and a solid or something. I'm not sure, but apparently that's Matt Mercer's idea, and it made it into being a pretty important item in this game. I actually don't know if this right here is going to meet up nicely with the rest of my grid. Nope, but I'll fix it later. Right now I'm going down here to see if we got enough concrete to get this space elevator done. Because I am probably going to end this stream once I get the space elevator done. May come back later, may not. See, it's just occurred to me that because that right there doesn't match up with this, when I run this out here and rebuild the ramp is going to sit funny down there. And then like they're two different heights too, so then even if I delete all this foundation, it will the foundation down here will be a different height. And it doesn't really matter, but the OCD does not like it, and this game is nothing if it's not to trigger your OCD. Oh, these were hooked up to those other generators. My bad. we have everything we need to build the space elevator, and I need to get all this crap out of my inventory, so let's build a space elevator. Actually, I'm going to research that. I'm going to research that. I don't know if I can research this right now. I can research this. Okay, let's see what we got.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Alright. More about that later. Alien technology, the Mercer Sphere.
Mercer Sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of Massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer Sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture. Witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us on.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Sulfur. We'll start making gunpowder pretty soon.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and Pioneer defending tools.
Ada said this is not a farm sim. Let's see if I can just build a conveyor up here and just grab this guy real quick. Honestly, I could probably just... Let's see. He's been up here for too long. Just build a line straight into that. Alright, distracted. We're supposed to be building a space elevator. No, not that. Alright. You know, I don't know. I don't know anything about any mods for any of this, but I honestly wouldn't mind that. Like a farm sim mod for Satisfactory would be kind of neat. At least I think so. Farming berries and stuff to make medical inhalers. Alright. Space elevator time. Alright, there's the console. Well, it's blue, so that's a good start. Surface 2. Alright, let's see where I'm at. The ramp comes out right here. So I want the console to be kind of right here where we're going to walk up. So what I'm going to do is hit H and lock the hologram. Alright, so it needs to use the directional buttons to nudge it. So it needs to nudge that way a little bit. Alright, so I need to make one more, at least one more row here. Oh, I forgot that we... And I know the hologram was blue, so it would fit. But kind of want to get this in one little go. And like I said, I'm probably going to end the stream pretty quickly after this. This is my goal for the day. All right, fits there. And like, this was my goal yesterday too. But like I said, my stream just wasn't really good quality. It crashed several times. And we've had much less problems today, which is nice. All right, let's do this. That's another thing I love is like all the supplies that fly out of your inventory as something's being created. It's just crazy. Let's see. That's coming down from a supposed mothership or some such. Probably wherever we dropped from before we landed on this planet. All right. Nice.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival.
Oh no.
Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not
Oh,
let
no.
Fix-It down.
All right. Oh, I saw this little flying stingray thing. I'm just curious if it's gonna fly right into my platform here. Oh, it's going the opposite direction, I think. No, it's coming this way. Go invent fishing. You know, I do find that the water being like completely void of life on this planet is a little bit disappointing. But then again, I don't really want to have to fight sharks with my little taser. It seems like a super bad idea. Yep, we're up pretty high now. All right. Yeah, that's nice. Very nice. Floating platform looks a little silly, but we'll fix that. Alright, while I'm thinking about it, let's see if I can find that little lizard doggo. What are you doing, lizard doggo? Here, have some berries. No, don't run. I'm gonna crouch. Shh. Is he coming? Is he running away? Oh no, I scared him. I didn't expect him to be standing on top of the ma'am when I walked out. Where'd he go? Oh, he's way out there. Alright, let me get my berries. I'm gonna tame this lizard doggo before we go. I feel like we need somebody to look after the place after I log off. And I think this is the man for the job right here. Try not to scare him this time. Toss the berries on the ground. I'm gonna sneak away as if he didn't just turn and look at me. I don't know if you have to sneak away or not. But since I scared him the first time. Alright. Doggo with the long name. And I'm gonna name him Foreman. And he is going to be in charge. Good job, little buddy. Yeah. Oh. Can you get up here? Semi-dog. Yeah, this is a semi-dog for sure. This is a shrimp dog lizard. Yeah. See, he likes that. Or wait, did he shake his head? No. You're a shrimp. Alright, Foreman, I'm gonna leave you in charge of all of this. I want you to fix that one red light while I'm gone. Okay, looks like it just needs a little bit of fuel. Let's just make sure I don't have any biomass in. I'm kidding. I'm not actually going to leave ever. Alright, I'm just gonna split some fuel up between these so that they stay fueled. Alright. So these burn 4 fuel a minute. So that's only like, what, 16? No, 12 and 12, 24. Just make sure this thing is producing fast enough. Oh, yeah, it's producing plenty. It's probably just burning fuel faster because I basically just turned that on with like no fuel in it, so it's burning 1 fuel at a time. And as it splits, oh, shaking the heck out of the camera. But anyway, that should give it a buffer so it'll actually fill up. Oh, well, that might be part of it right there. Both these are making 60 biomass per minute, so this conveyor belt will run 60 resources, and that one will run 60, but this one also only runs 60, which means all this stuff backs up. I don't think I can fix that right now. We'll add it to the known problems list. Good job, Foreman. Alright, I am actually gonna log out. So, thanks for hanging out until we built the space elevator. And I'll probably be back tomorrow to do another stream. So, I don't have any kind of set time or schedule at the moment. This is really just something I started up just to try it out. like my description says, I'm just casually streaming Satisfactory. So my schedule is also very casual. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.